Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So, it's Thursday. It's about 6:30. We just got done with our live event with Dr. Lena Rodriguez, and we had a great time. If you haven't checked it out, check that out. The video's out there on our channel. This video is scheduled to come out on Saturday morning. So, March is going to be a busy month. There's a lot going on. We've got the budget coming due. There's a Veterans March coming up. You know, Trump's out there just doing all his little Trumpy things. But I want to look at the energy around Congress, specifically the House of Representatives. When I did my reading in mid-February about what will the end of the Trump era look like? What are the signs that we're going to look for? One of the things that we needed to see was spinal growth in Congress. And that's on both sides. It's not just the Democrats, it's also the Republicans. With the Democrats, they just have to find a spine. You know, any old spine will do. You know, make them sit up and stick up for what they believe in and fight. Pretty simple. But this thing really isn't going to end. Trump's era is not going to end until the Republicans grow a spine. Their spine is a little more challenging. It's kind of that ethical spine where you know right from wrong and you see what's going on and you realize that this isn't right. And it's kind of it's the tougher one to grow because it's when you're with your group of friends, this is the analogy I'm going to use, and they start doing shit that's wrong, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength and a lot of character to say, you know what, you guys, I know you're my friends, but what you're doing is wrong and I don't support this. And we need to stop this or I'm going to leave. It's so much easier to go along with the fun, isn't it? But when things are starting to go sideways and your moral compass is like, ooh, I don't agree with this, you know, you've got to make a stand. So we're going to look at the energy of both the Democrats in Congress and the Republicans in Congress for entertainment purposes only. We'll start with the Democrats. Are we going to see any kind of spinal growth in 2025 with the Democrats? Because right now, they're kind of taking that approach of we're going to sit back and watch what happens. Part of the reason is they don't have enough enough Democrats in Congress to stop the Republicans. The Republicans have a majority. Now, granted, they have a very thin majority in the House, and there's the factions are pretty split as far as the ultra MAGA and the more mainstream, middle of the road conservative Republican. It's relative middle of the road, right? And Mike Johnson's going to have a tough time getting everyone together. With the Democrats, you know, it's just, when are you going to stand up and fight, right? You don't have the numbers, so you have to be pragmatic about things right now. You can't get what you want on everything, so you got to pick your battles. So for entertainment purposes only, how's it looking for the Democrats in 2025? Are we going to see some spinal growth eventually or finally? Okay, foundation of the reading is a Two of Cups. So it's agreements, building relationships, mending fences, being agreeable. The challenge is the Page of Swords, and this is Trump and MAGA, or Trump and Project 2025, where he's just that gish gallop of executive orders coming out, just going in there, cut, chop, just destroying the government. Underneath it all, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. The energy underneath it is, hey, the people who are loving this, the oligarchs, the wealthy Republican donors, these people are loving it. This is benefiting them. All of this is for their benefit. Hey, I'm going to get my tax cuts. Hey, you know what? He tanks the economy. Guess what? All those big assets in the real estate market and in the stock market and all these other different markets, if you have money, you're going to be able to capitalize on that. And the wealth gap is going to grow. In the past, you've got the magician. This is Trump manifesting his agenda. He won the election allegedly, and he is having his way. Conversely, the Democrats have not been able to manifest, and they just have to sit back and watch as Trump takes everything from them. He's said, this is what I'm going to do, and he's doing it. It's all for him. Gold, 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 mine, mine, mine. Okay? Overarching energy. So are we going to see any spinal growth in the Democrats in 2025? Currently, the overarching energy is the Four of Swords. They're sort of sitting back and letting it happen. Once again, part of it's pragmatism. They just don't have enough votes to derail the stuff. So they need to keep their political capital. In some ways, the Democrats need to keep conserve. They need to conserve their political capital. Now is not the time to fight. Now is the time to sit back and observe and contemplate, and just let it happen. That's one of the things the Democrats need to do. Is they need to let the Republicans, let Trump be the Trumpiest Trump, whoever trumped to Trump. And then once the shit starts to fail and the wheels come off the wagon, they have no one to blame but Trump and the Republicans. This was the lesson that the Democrats needed to learn. Stop saving the Republicans. Let them dig their own grave. The lesson to be learned, no one to fight, no one to walk away. Right now, they are saying we need to walk away. We need to conserve our resources. We'll wait. We'll bide our time. And when it comes time to fight, we're going to fight. So they're waiting for the right time. The outcome is the Eight of Cups. It is just not the right time. Emotionally walking away. It's not it. 2025 is probably not going to be the year that the Democrats grow a spine. That's okay. At least you know, right? For entertainment purposes only. What the hell do I know? I'm just some old fart throwing tarot cards, right? So, and besides, the key spinal growth is not with the Democrats. It's with the Republicans. It's standing up to your friends. Hey, everything's going their way right now, right? They got that Nine of Pentacles going for them. Ain't it great when things are going your way? Hey, hey, right? So, will the Republicans have some courageous spinal growth going on? Will their moral and ethics finally kick in 2025? Or are they just going to let things go and enjoy the ride? It's kind of like... in that Pinocchio, in the story Pinocchio, when my wife and I just went to Disney and went on the Pinocchio ride, and all the boys are out there playing in that. They go to that little village where they could do whatever they want. They're smoking cigars, they're gambling, they're drinking, and then they all get turned to donkeys and get sent to the salt mines, right? So, the challenge there is sticking up to your friends when you realize, hey, you know what, this isn't the direction we should be going. We have a job to do here. 2025, the foundation of the reading is the Two of Swords. They have a choice to make. No effing kidding, they've got a choice to make. The challenge is the Ace of Pentacles. Hey, Trump's bringing the money. He's telling us how much money he's saving, and this is going to go to our big donors for the Republican Party. They're going to help us get reelected, because that's the whole job of a politician, is to get reelected, especially if you're in the House of Representatives, because you're going elections every 2 years. So they understand that some of the stuff isn't right, but they need the money. Underneath it all, the Seven of Cups, illusions, delusions, confusions. They see the crazy. The crazy's out there for them to see. And the question is really, are they going to do anything about it? When are they going to stand up to their friends? In the past, you got the Knight of Cups. They're just, hey, they're going along with it. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. eventually Trump's going to settle down and we'll go back into business as usual. This is kind of the false friend. Maybe that's how they kind of get in the past. That's kind of how they look at them. They can look at themselves in the mirror in the morning and saying, you know what, it's not going to be that bad. Everything's going to be fine. Current energy, however, is the judgment card. This is the one where you need to stand up to your friends. Current energy. You know what? What you're seeing is wrong. You have a choice. You can see that what's going on is not what's being billed as happening is not what's really happening. What you're seeing illusions here. And are you going to stand up and take notice and let your voice be heard? Overarching energy is the Four of Wands. But we're so busy celebrating with our friends. This could also be, Democrats and Republicans coming together and growing spines. I'm not terribly optimistic about that interpretation, but we'll see. We'll keep going. The lesson to be learned. God, that card keeps coming up. Four of Pentacles. They're going to learn that Trump is in it for Trump. This has nothing to do for their benefit. This is something that benefits Trump and people that look like him. What's the outcome? Here's the payoff card. Eight of Wands. Okay. So what the hell does that mean? Okay, so are they going to grow a spine? Maybe the 8 of them will grow spines. The 8 of Wands is about things happening quickly. Sometimes it's communications, actions being taken that are happening quickly. What could be happening here is if the economy starts really to tank, and there's right now, I was just reading an article about how joblessness is growing at a rate faster as I think it's as fast as when during the pandemic. I think was what the article was saying. Layoffs across the U.S. soared to highest level since the pandemic, led by the Doge cuts. So if the economy really starts going down the toilet, you can bet your bottom dollar that they are going to change directions, and they're going to change directions fast. And maybe that card is coming together with the Democrats and saying, yeah, you know what? There's a whole lot of crazy going on. When I go to the town halls, they're letting me know. My constituents are standing up and they're giving me a hard time. If they go to the town halls, right? I mean, that's encouraging. At least in 2025, maybe the Republicans finally start to grow an ethical and moral backbone. All right. So, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere on this reading that I don't normally go. I was speculating that it's the economy that could do it. If Trump were to have a health event and J.D. Vance were to take over, Republicans aren't quite so beholden to J.D. Vance. And at that point, they don't necessarily need that moral and ethical spine. Who would want that? They just don't feel they're not obligated to J.D. Vance. And that Ace of Pentacles underneath energy goes away. So let's just have a little fun with this. If the Republicans grow a spine in 2025, is it because Trump is no longer in power? Either through illness or removed some other way. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Foundational reading is a judgment. Something's happening and they need to stand up and be counted. Challenge, Knight of Pentacles. A pentacle is health and wealth. It could be something where Trump suffers some sort of health setback. Could be a pew-pew health setback. It could be a mental health setback. It could be, who knows? I mean, he's got such a great diet. But there's some sort of health setback and things are kind of coming to a halt. His momentum is stopped. Underneath it, You got the Nine of Cups, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. This is kind of like the oligarchs still want it to happen. The big GOP donors don't care that something has happened to dear leader. They want their agenda moving forward. In the past, the Hermit card, they're performing introspection and deciding what the path forward looks like because of this event. The current energy is the world, the end of a cycle, the end of an era, if you will. Things coming to a completion. Overarching energy is the Emperor. That's kind of that's been our Trump card. It could be his influence is no longer over the Republicans in Congress, and now they need to kind of have a come into Jesus party on what they've been up to. The lesson to be learned, the magician, Trump was able to manifest all sorts of things when he was in power, but if he's not in power, he doesn't have the ability to manifest, and J.D. Vance certainly does not have the ability to manifest. The Emperor card could also be the oligarchs, the folks behind Project 2025 trying to keep control, but they don't have that power to manifest the way Trump has. The outcome is the Seven of Wands. Defensive actions being taken. They're going on the defensive. Those are fascinating cards. All right. I'm not big into conspiracy, and once again, this is entertainment purposes only. What the hell do I know? But boy, oh boy, when you ask if there's going to be a health event and the first card you get is the Judgment card, yeah, there might be something going on here. Now, I've heard a couple of readers had some predictions, a failed pew-pew attempt, a health event, the whole Ides of March, and I'm sure Dave and I will probably do an Ides of March reading this weekend on that. There's a lot that can happen. I don't wish ill on anybody. We're all here for a reason. This is all part of the plan. I mean, it kind of sucks not knowing how the plan is going to end, because it's like if you, when I was younger, I was really big watching the 49ers, but I would get to be a nervous wreck. So what I would do is I'd videotape the games, and then after all the games were completed, you look at the box score, and if the Niners won, hey, I'd play the tape, and then even if they were doing poorly, you could be relaxed and like, it's okay. I know they're going to prevail in the end. It's that confidence when you already know the outcome. And if they lost, well, I didn't watch the game, and I didn't waste 3 hours of my day watching my team lose and get all disappointed, right? What we're going through now, boy, if we knew what the box score was, then at least we could sit back and relax and say, okay, yeah, we know this all ends well. Or we could just conversely say, shit, I'm just going to toot out because I already know how this ends. So it's part of the plan. We're going to get through this. Fingers crossed it isn't too painful and traumatic. But, frankly, it comes down to MAGA and the Republicans need to grow a spine. They need to learn right from wrong. They need to stand up and call out their friends for bad behavior. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We put out a new video every night at midnight. Leave a comment. I read them all and I respond to many. And I would like to give a couple of shout outs today. Woohoo! And I've got my list today. So we're going to give a shout out to Allison Crouch. Hi, Allison. I totally recognize you in the comments. And your special card today is the Sun card. Because when Allison shows up, the sun comes out. And everyone's happy. And then I would like to give a shout out to Crystal. It's just Crystal. I don't know, Crystal, if you have a first or last name other than, or if you just go by Crystal. But Crystal, you are our little empress today. You bring all sorts of plentiful and abundance with you, and You're just nurturing and kind and generous, and everybody loves you, Crystal. And then I'm going to call out Terry Jo Peterson. Yay! Terry Jo. I'm just going to give you the bottom card. I don't even know what it is. Bottom card for Terry Jo. Judgment card. You know what? Terry Jo, man. She's blowing that horn. When Terry Jo blows that horn, man, you better be listening. Better be ready for her. And then we're going to wrap it up with a great name. CC Sassy. All right, CC Sassy. Your secret card is the Nine of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. I hope that's true for you, CC Sassy. All right, folks. Really appreciate you joining me. We will see you, or Dave and I will probably see you on Sunday. And today's secret card is going to be the Page of Wands. New messaging, new actions coming forth. March is going to be a crazy month, and I guarantee you that's going to be one of our readings. So stay tuned, hang on, put on your seatbelts. It might get a little bumpy. Take care, folks. Bye.